right back with some game action from Proctorville, Ohio, as the Chesapeake Panthers are set to take on the Fairland Dragons. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens, and you're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Good evening and straight to game action as Tatum Hunt with a squib kick up the middle, fielded by Will Scott as they're keeping it away from Austin Browning, and he gets it back toward the middle of the field, and he's brought down by a host of Dragons, and that's where the Panthers will take over on the Dragon, or on their own, 35-yard line, heading east. The Panthers in their road whites with purple pants, the purple Chesapeake helmet with the Panther balls on each side, a stripe down the middle, and purple letters and numerals on the front and back. The Dragons green jerseys, white helmet, white pants with white letters and numerals on the front and back. Richendaler is at quarterback. He hands it to Browning on a sweep, and Browning's going to pick up 1 yard on the carry, brought down by number 9, Ty Wilcoxon, number 11, Robbie McFarland, number 1, Keeper Cunningham. And just like in warm-ups, Jason, we see Donald Richendaler's under center and probably going to be in there for the remainder of the game.
Well, let's hope so. Last week our quarterback was injured there early in the first quarter and changed the game plan altogether. So let's hope Donald's able to keep his head and make some plays here.
Richendaler fakes the sweep to Harless, and they give it back to Browning on a counter. He breaks 1-2 tackles and picks up 2 yards on his second carry as Richendaler sent Cameron Harless in sweep motion and handed it off to Browning. Coming back through on a counter trap. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers at their own 40-yard line, heading east.
Yeah, the defense for the Dragons looks pretty quick. Swarming to the ball. Had 3 or 4 guys in on that tackle as well as they did the first play.
And the Panthers under center have a tight end right, a receiver left, full house backfield. And they're going to fake it to Browning, and Richendaler has his first carry, makes the man miss, and he's off to the races. He's got enough for a first down and then some. Breaking a tackle, the freshman quarterback going to pick up 14 yards on the run.
On 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, he picks up 14, first down Panthers. And welcome to the big boys, Donald Richendaler. Nice job.
Yeah, Donald called his own number there, made a fake to Browning going to the right side there, and Donald kind of turned his back to the line and then made the old switch up the line and gain 14, and they're in Dragon territory.
Little boot run. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Richendaler under center, and they're going to fake it to Browning, hand it right up the middle to Tyler Eddy, and he's going to pick up 7 yards from this fullback spot. They sent Browning in toss motion, faked the toss and stuck it right in the belly of the fullback, and he picks up 7.
And Eddie with a quick hitter there. It looks like the Dragons are not going to let Austin Browning beat him here tonight.
That defense moves. If Browning moves, the whole defense moves. 2nd and 3 for the Panthers on the Dragon 40, and they're going to hand it to Browning up the middle. Trap play.
Loose.
He makes one man miss and is brought down by number 20, Greg Keeney. But that's enough for a Panther first down. They needed 3. He picked up 5. So another Panther first down.
Yeah, Cunningham in on the tackle as well. That left side of the Fairland defense pretty quick with Wilcoxon and Cunningham. And who's the other one over there? McFarland on the left, on the right. Shoot, the Dragons' left side, the Panthers' right side.
The Dragons just switched their defense. They were in a 5-man front, now in a 4-man front. Browning goes in motion, and they're going to hand it to Eddy again up the middle on the first down. And Eddy's going to pick up 5 yards. Tyler Eddy from the fullback spot. Jason, I was able to watch a little bit of the game film from when the Dragons played Cold Grove last week. And between the tackles, the Dragons really struggled with the run. So,
yeah. Well, and taking Browning out on the outside like that, first couple of plays, and then faking to him every time has opened up that middle. Even when Richendaler ran up through there, he ran up the middle his first 2 steps before he broke it outside.
Full house backfield. Harless goes in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the trap play up the middle. Dancing around. It looks like Cameron Harless is going to have enough for the first down after it closed up. Number 61. Hunter Morrison in there on the tackle. And the Dragons are subbing in and out defensive linemen. As right now the Chesapeake Panthers offense is controlling the trenches. And it's another first down. That was Cameron Harless on his first carry with a pickup of 6. He needed 5. They got 6. It's 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Dragon 24. Richendale is under center. 2 wingbacks, a fullback, a tight end right, a receiver left. And they're going to fake it to Browning, and Richendale keeps it again. He made one man miss and then was brought down by number 26, Blaine Cremines.
Blaine with a big tackle there. That was a quick move by Donald, but he didn't get away from Blaine there. And that's the first play that the Panthers haven't gained 5 or 6 yards in the last few. I've been really impressed with the push from the offensive line here for Chesapeake. They have really come off the ball hard. That was really the first or the least gain of any play they've run so far. So
back up under center is Richendale. His fullback is offset to his left. 2 wingbacks, a receiver left. Harless goes in motion. It's a counter again back to Browning. He bounces it out and he slips. You know, you talked about it being a fast field out there, you know, being nice and dry, but the whole middle of the field looks like horses have been running up and down the entire season.
Yeah, as long as you don't change directions, it's fast. But
Browning looked to bounce outside, and there was someone there, so he actually had some running room back inside. He planned to cut up field and fell.
Yeah, ball is at the 23, 24-yard line to make a 41-yard field goal from this range, so it's not quite in Dalton Nida's kicking range.
And the Fairland Dragons shown blitz. Richendale drops, and he's going to throw. It's a fade to Browning on the outside.
No, it's
Jake Stevens. And it falls incomplete as it sails out of bounds. Jake Stevens covered up by Brennan West, number 5.
Good coverage there by West.
Absolutely.
Stevens, an elusive athlete. West is looks like a little shorter than Stevens. See what happens to the Panthers here on 4th down.
Panthers a couple mass subs, but I don't see the punter on the field. It looks like they may put Browning at quarterback. I see Richendale is off. Tyler Eddy's come off. Tyler Hutchison is in the ball game. He's a receiver. And so Zach Wright making his first appearance on the offense. Browning is in the gun. Empty backfield. Trips right. Doubles left. And they fake to Harless on the sweep. Browning has running room.
Boy, he's running hard.
And running hard. Runs through a defender, and it's close to the first down marker. Is Austin Brown extremely close as there was a defender there wrapping up.
I don't know if that was Ty Wilcoxon or whoever, but whoever it was, they know that they ran into Austin Browning.
Just took a shot from Austin Browning. The defender stepped into his path, and he rolled with both hands on it and lowered his head, and he got close to that first down marker.
Well, I thought he had the first down, but this is going to be close. I don't know if they got it or not.
Jason, he needed 9.
He might have got 8 3/4.
3rd and 9. This is the same exact officiating crew we had last week at home against Rock Hill, and it is short by a nose of a football. Austin Browning picks up, just like you said, 8 3/4 yards, and he needed 9. So the Dragons going to take over on their own 14-yard line.
Well, there was some encouraging movement by the ball. Too bad Panthers didn't get any points on that, and now the defense is going to have to step up.
And the high-octane offense of the Dragons with Kedrick Cunningham and Joel Lambiot at quarterback, Ty Wilcoxon. Lambiot's in the pistol with 2 linemen on each side of him, and Cunningham's behind him, a receiver each way, and they're going to hand it to Fisher up the middle. He gets through the first line and brought down by number 15, Tyler Eddy, and number 20, Zach Wright. Going to be a pickup of 4 yards for the fullback, Chase Fisher. 2nd down and 6 for the Dragons on their own 18-yard line. Lambiot in the pistol. 2 linemen right beside of him. Cunningham is behind in the hand to Cunningham. Cunningham is wrapped up just across the line of scrimmage. Going to be a gain of 2 for Kedrick Cunningham.
I think I saw Dakota Spence and Zach Wright in on the tackle, maybe somebody else. Brevin Webb is in there for the Panthers, and it's 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3. And I would say that the ball's going to go to Kedrick Cunningham, or they may look to air it out. Lambiot in the pistol. Has 2 linemen right beside of him in a 3-point stance, a running back beside of him, and a receiver each way. Lambiot takes the snap, and he's going to look to throw. And it is to Wilcox on the outside, and just behind him, incomplete. So the Panthers make a stand. It is going to be 4th down and 3.
Looked like a little miscommunication there on that play. Looks like Wilcox was trying to take it up the field, and Lambiot looking for him to curl back in.
And Coach Melvin Cunningham for the Dragons let Mr. Wilcoxon know there not the right route, young man. met him at the 30-yard line, asked him what he's doing. Of course, you have to worry about the Dragons faking a punt, as Joel Lambiot's also their punter and quarterback, and he does have some wheels. Back deep to return for the Panthers is Cameron Harless and Austin Browning. And the Chesapeake Panthers have elected to take a timeout to prepare for the punt. With 5:54 left in the first quarter here in Proctorville, Ohio, Dragons 0, Chesapeake Panthers 0. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340.
Out of bounds.
Both teams back on the field. Lambiot takes the snap, and the punt is in the air and sails out of bounds at the Dragon 45. So the Panthers going to start with good field position, starting on the Dragon side of the field. Good stand by the Panther defense.
Yeah, 3 and out to start the game on the first possession by the Dragons.
Not exactly what I was expecting to see from the Panther defense, so kudos to defensive coordinator Coach Todd Knipp and the Panther coaching staff and players for bucking up there and not letting the Dragons get a first down on their first drive. Officials checking some footballs on the Dragons sideline. Early in the first quarter, a score from Wheelersburg, Portsmouth West, on top of Wheelersburg so far, 7-0. That's a odd score.
That's a big ball game. Number 1 and number 2 in the region.
Browning's in the guns, going to fake it to Jones on a sweep, makes a man miss, reverses field. He's got a first down and then some. Going to be run out of bounds by number 5, Brennan West.
Austin made a nice move to get an extra block from the referee there.
Going to be a 13-yard pickup for the junior, who is back at quarterback in the gun. Richendaler not back in. Although the Panthers in a double wing formation with Richendaler under center had some success the first drive. Head coach Andy Clark's electing to go with something a little bit different. It's Browning in the gun. He's got trips to his right, twins receivers left, in an empty backfield. Sends Jones in sweep motion. They're going to fake it, and Browning looked to keep it, but there is some laundry on the field. Going to be a false start on the Panthers. Jason, I know that you've seen most of the Panthers game, and that's something that they've been plagued by all year is costly penalties, just almost like they don't have their head in the right spot.
Yeah, or just a little too eager, It's like, man, this play's going to work, and then they go. One of the other things I noticed, sophomore Tylen Hutchison in out there at wide receiver, out on the right side. He's now have 1st and 15.
We've got Hutchison at receiver, Cameron Harless in the slot to the right and trips to the left. Browning in the gun. He's going to fake it one way and keep it the other, and slips. And it's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. After that 5-yard penalty, Browning is going to lose one. It looked like the line blocked a different play than what Austin Browning was running. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 16 for the Panthers on the Dragon 36-yard line. And it's nothing that the Dragons are doing. A false start and then, a play that's not blocked correctly has pushed them back. Again, empty backfield. Browning in the gun, sends Kelton Jones in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Browning's going to keep it. And it is closed up quickly by number 61, Hunter Morrison.
Hunter, that's a cousin.
Okay.
That's one of my cousins out there. That's Hunter Morrison out there making a big stop on 2nd down. It brings up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. The first drive, the Panthers showed a lot of variety. I don't know how many runners, 3 or 4 guys touched the ball. This drive, Austin's run it
every time,
and it's as we said in the first drive that the Dragons aren't going to let it. They're keying on Austin Browning as well they should. So
they fake it that pass to the outside. Browning has the edge. He doesn't quite. He makes it right back to the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, the Austin had some good runs there in the first series, and then they're on the first play. But the Panthers moved the ball a little better whenever they would use Austin as a decoy and let some of the other boys, run it, because the Dragons are keying
hard, heavily on
Yes.
Austin Browning. Punt team on for the Panthers. Back deep to punt is number 71, Cole Mills. And to return for the Dragons, number 9, Ty Wilcoxon, and number 1, Kedrick Cunningham. Snap is back to Mills, and it is going to hit his lineman in the back of the head.
You can't do that.
And the officials let Austin Browning field it and run forward. It should have been blown dead after he touched it. So maybe the Panthers should have just went for it.
Yeah, it's been about the same thing. That's senior Cole Mills. Cole on the soccer team has made some great punts this season. That one was just about a foot and a half.
I would say that Andy Clark said keep it away from those two back there, and he tried to kick it low and down the middle of the field.
With the options there, if Cunningham gets it with an open field, it might have been a whole lot worse than a kick in the back of the line.
So the Dragons going to take over on their own 34-yard line.
Game has turned into a game of field position here in the first quarter.
Lambiot in the pistol, Fisher to his left, Cunningham to his right. And they're going to hand it to Cunningham on the sweep. The Panthers fighting out hard, and looks like they may have him bottled up, and he gets out further. Cunningham, it looks like, going to be close to the first down. They handed it to him on the sweep, and the Panthers defensive end, Zach Wright, and cornerback Jake Stevens got out wide, but Cunningham was able to get it out a little bit wider.
He's fast.
He definitely has some wheels. He picks up 9 on the carry. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 1 for the Dragons on their own 43-yard line. Lambiot under center. Fisher and Cunningham offset behind him, and they're going to hand it to Fisher up the middle. He's going to pick up 2 yards. That's enough for the first down. They needed 1. Fisher picks up 2.
Zach Wright.
Brought down by Zach Wright. Talk about Chase Fisher, a 6 foot. They list him at 215 at fullback, but he's a big boy.
He's 215. I'm 160.
They've got him 6 foot 215. I'm going to go about 6 foot 250, 260, and he can move a little bit.
Yep.
2 receivers to the right. Lambiot in the pistol. Cunningham is behind him. Fisher in front of him, and they're going to hand it off to Cunningham. He's got the edge to the outside. Gets around the corner, steps over a defender, and is going to run out of bounds after a pickup of 5 yards.
Run out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
Jason, that showed right there. He just ran out of room to get outside farther.
Yeah, if he had 1 more yard, he'd have been gone, I believe.
The Panthers doing everything they can to fight out and bottle him up in the middle of the field, but he's just so fast. He hits the edge and gets out there quickly.
The Dragons have worked both sides of the field this drive. Last time they seemed wanting to work the left side of the
Lambiot in the gun. Fisher to his left,
field.
Trips left, and a tight end right. Lambiot takes the snap, hands to Fisher, and Fisher has some room to run, and he falls forward, and that's going to be enough for a Chesapeake Panther first down, Fairland Dragon first down, as he picks up 5 yards. They had him wrapped up at a 4-yard gain, but all that momentum carried him forward. He fell forward for a first down. And the Dragons are in Chesapeake territory for the first time this evening with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 Dragons at the at the Panther 45-yard line. Lambiot in the gun. Fisher's in front of him to the right in the 3-point stance. Cunningham's to his left, and a receiver each way. Flag on the play, going to be lining up in the neutral zone on the Chesapeake Panthers. That'll make it 1st down and 5 for the Dragons on the Panther 40.
That's 2 big 5-yard penalties against the Panthers here. It doesn't seem like a lot, but boy, that extra 5 yards on 1st down.
Fairland doesn't need any help moving the ball up the field, that's for sure. Lambiot in the gun. Cunningham behind him and to his left slightly. They're going to hand it to Cunningham, and he has room to run. And he is breaking 1, 2, 3 tackles, finally wrapped up by 5 Panther defenders. He was hit initially by Austin Browning, who had his hand inside on the football. Looked like he may be able to pull it loose from Cunningham, and Cunningham runs through it.
I thought we were going to see that ball on the ground, but Cunningham did a good job. He had it with one hand and then could feel the Panther pulling on the ball there, and he grabbed it with his other hand and kept running.
He kept those feet moving, that's for sure.
Kept his feet moving.
1st and 10 for the Dragons on the Panther 24. Lambiot in the gun, Cunningham to his left, Fisher to his right. And they're going to hand to Cunningham up the middle. He's bottled up here, brought down by number 8, Jake Stevens, at the line of scrimmage. gain of 0.
Brought down by Stevens.
Excuse me.
Zach Wright is in on that one, too.
That's Logan Walsh and
Was that
Zach
Logan?
Wright. Logan
Okay.
Walsh and Zach Wright. And Logan's an undersized outside linebacker, but he may have the most fire and heart out there on the football field.
Logan's a football player. Doesn't matter how big he is, he can play football.
Lambiot in the pistol. Fisher to his left, just in front of him in a three-point stance. Cunningham to his left, 2 receivers right. Keeney comes in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the sweep. And he is wrapped up, brought down by Jordan Carter and Jake Stevens. And that was number 20, Greg Keeney, his first carry of the night.
Keeney came around to the left side there and brings up a 3rd down and 7 about.
At the Panther 20.
Okay, this is a big test here. The Dragons are in 4-down territory here, no doubt. And
so
see what they line
Lambiot
up as.
in the gun with Fisher to his left, trips left, and a split receiver to the right. To the left, you've got Cunningham, Wilcoxon, and Zeke Ramey. And that's in the trips. Brown, he looks to throw it, and it's dropped by Zeke Ramey.
He had
on
it
the
in his
outside.
hand, took a step, and then he didn't really have it, but he tried to turn and move.
Could have made the catch.
Could have made the catch. Tried to turn, got a little greedy on that, and lost concentration on the ball. Now we got a big 4th down 7. This is a big pivotal play in this first quarter.
And normally when this game is being played, you can hear the Panther faithful from the other side, but they're all sitting down, not a lot of excitement. And
I think they're too scared.
And the Panthers are right in this thing. So Lambiot in the gun, Fisher to his right, trips right, split receiver to the left. Lambiot takes the snap, and he's going to roll right. He has some room to throw, and he finds Cunningham. And Cunningham looks like he rolled into the end zone, but they're going to say
no touchdown. Nope, touchdown.
We did not see a signal for a touchdown.
I didn't see one either. This same crew last week did the same thing when Chesapeake scored a touchdown last week. They didn't make the signal.
So with 16.2 seconds left on the first quarter clock, Lambiot finds Cunningham from 20 yards out for the Dragon touchdown and the first score of the game.
On 4th down.
4th down and 7.
Ooh.
Tayton Hunt on for the extra point, snaps back, down, extra point, up, away, and wide left. With 16 seconds left here in the first quarter. Fairland Dragons strike first, 6, Panthers 0. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Tayton Hunt on to kick off for the Dragons. Back deep is Austin Browning and Cameron Harless. Browning's going to field it at the 35. He reverses field and has a little bit of room to run. He's going to cross the 35 and be brought down just on the opposite side of the 35-yard line.
Brought down by Keeney.
As Tayton Hunt, the kicker, was trying to keep it away from Austin Browning, but Browning moved up all the way from the 20 to field it around the 30-yard line. And the Panthers will take over on their own 35. This is where they started the first drive of the evening. The first drive we saw Richendaler under center. The second drive we saw Browning in the gun, and Richendaler's back in the huddle.
Okay. You know, the first drive, the Panthers drove it, I don't know, they went down, got all the way to the 10-yard line almost, and came up about a half yard short of a first down on a 4th down and long. Gave the ball to about 4 different runners there, and were able to move the ball effectively, actually using Austin Browning as a decoy. Let's see what happens on this series.
They're going to send Kelton Jones in motion and hand it off to Tyler Eddy up the middle.
Tyler Eddy up the middle.
Eddy's going to pick up 9 yards, and that's going to end the first quarter. The Panthers scoreless, and Dragons strike first with 16 seconds left in the first quarter, and that sets the score. Dragons 6, Panthers 0. We're heading to the second quarter. I'm Jacob Wells, along with Jason Stevens, and you're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Richendaler takes the snap, hands off to Browning on the sweep. He cuts it back, and he's still driving. Finally run down by a handful of Dragon defenders as he picks up 10 yards, and that's going to be enough for a Chesapeake Panther first down as Richendaler was under center and handed off to Browning on the sweep. The defensive end got upfield. Browning cut it back, picked up 10 yards. That's good for a Panther first down. on the Dragon 46-yard line.
Say the Panthers are back in Dragon territory now, and it's they're moving the ball again like they did that first series.
All 3 series the Panthers have been in Dragon territory and haven't been able to capitalize. And here they are again. Rich Dollar under center, full house backfield, receiver split left, tight end right. In motion goes Harless, and they're going to hand it to him. And he has some room. He was tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but was able to still get some positive yardage out of it.
Chase Fisher, sorry, wrong Fisher.
That's
sorry,
okay.
guys. Anyway, Chase stuck his big arm out there and about knocked Cameron down. If he'd had 2 more steps, he would have gotten his balance back. He just kind of stumbled and bumbled forward there, but he still got 4 yards on the play.
Yeah.
But if he would have been able to keep his feet, I think he'd have made that the second guy miss.
Room to run. Rich Dollar back under center, tight end left, receiver right, full house backfield. 2 wing backs and a fullback. And they're going to hand it to Eddie up the middle. And Eddie's going to pick up 2 yards on the carry.
That time Fisher got a better handle on the running back than he did on first down. Brings up 3rd down 5 as Richendollar back in the first quarter on a big 3rd down. His first carry as a freshman on 3rd down and 5.
Picked up 14.
Picked up 14. Called his own number. Seems to be pretty well composed so far.
Absolutely. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers at the Dragon 40. Richendollar under center, a wing back each way, an offset fullback to the right, a receiver to the right. And they're going to hand it to Browning. He cuts it back, gets upfield, and he's going to have enough for the first down.
Depending on the spot.
Looks like the officials have spotted just past the first down line.
Okay, good.
As Browning needed 4, he picked up 5. So that's good for a Panther first down. And Jason, we saw the Panthers in the double wing set with Richendollar under center the first drive, and then changed it to Browning in the gun, 5 wide. And now they're back to Richendollar under center, and again, pounding the ball at Fairland, picking up positive yardage. I would say they're probably going to stay in it. So
I would say so. We got to see.
Richendollar takes it, fakes it to Browning, keeps it the opposite way, and is going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That's number 26, Blaine Cremines, and number 50,
Richendollar is about the same size as Casey McComas. I'm not sure of their weight. If anybody watched Casey play quarterback there, the timing on that delay was off just a hair. You know, through the years, Casey was able to perfect the timing of that fake, and Donald almost looked like he went just a little bit too quick instead of waiting. But nevertheless, brings up 2nd down 10.
Browning goes in motion. They're going to fake it to him and hand it to Harless on the counter. Harless has some positive yardage out of it. He's going to pick up 4 yards on the counter. It's Cameron Harless. Browning went in motion. They handed it to Harless coming back the other way. Richendollar comes off the field, as does Big Zach Wright, the tight end, and the fullback, Tyler Eddy. And the spread package is in with Tylen Hutchison, Kelton Jones, Cameron Harless, Jake Stevens, and Browning will be at quarterback. Browning's in the gun. Trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Gonna fake it and keep it the opposite way, and he has room to run. And
he's still on his feet.
He is still on his feet. Finally run down by a handful of Dragons, including Chase Fisher. Kedrick Cunningham wanting to fumble. The officials saying he was down. Browning needed, how many did he need, Jason? 6?
He needs 7.
He needed 7.
Well,
Picks up 8 or 9 on the carry.
Okay. And the Panthers are in the red zone. That ball just placed just inside the 20-yard line. And Panthers have moved the ball really well on this drive. Not every play, but they still have moved it. Now the ball is shifted over to the right side of the field, over on the right hash.
Panthers still in the spread. Trips to the left. Twins right. The snap is high, and Browning gets it.
That's going to be trouble.
And he's going to lose yardage. He reverses field once, twice, and is going to lose 10 yards. And again, Jason, the Panthers in Dragon territory and just can't.
It could have been worse. Austin made a nice play. It kind of slipped through, a little high snap, tipped it up, caught it in the air, then ran back. By that time, the defensive ends on both sides had already gotten loose because that was the design of the block, probably, to let them up the field a little bit. And there they were to tackle him. Loss of 10. Even bigger, it brings takes the Panthers out of field goal range. Inside the 20, Dalton can make a 37-yarder a lot easier than a 40-yarder. That doesn't sound like that far, but trust me, that's a big difference. So,
absolutely.
if they can get back into the 20-yard line area, they might be able to kick that field goal.
Browning back in the gun, sends Jones in motion. They're going to fake it to Jones. Browning keeps it in
Browning's
the middle,
got space.
and he has room to run. He's off
gonna
to the
score.
races. Browning to the 5, touchdown Panthers.
Wow.
Browning goes in from 30 yards out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get in the way.
That's okay. How about that 10-yard loss for a 30-yard pickup?
They set him up.
Touchdown Panthers.
You know, it was right up the middle where you talked about earlier in the game that the Dragons, and you know what had been happening is the Panthers had been working both edges.
Absolutely.
You know, they'd been working the edges there for the last few plays, and maybe that was the same play they had called on the previous one, and it worked. Big kick here by Dalton Nida attempt.
Nida's on. Mills is the holder. Snaps back, holds down, kick up and away, and it's going to be through the uprights. The Panthers going to take the lead with 7:21 left in the first half. Chesapeake Panthers 7, Fairland Dragons 6. I'm Jacob Wells and Jason Stevens. You're listening to Cast Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Nida's on for the kickoff, walking off his steps. Back deep to return for the Dragons. It's number 9, Ty Wilcoxon, and number 1, Keith Cunningham. Let's see how the Panthers choose to kick off. And it's going to be a squib kick right up the middle, and a flag on the play. Looks like a Panther here on this side. Got a little antsy and crossed the line of scrimmage.
Another 5-yard penalty.
Jason, the Dragons have yet to have a penalty. The Panthers have had 3, 15 yards total, and the Dragons have not.
Not big, just annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they're just annoying.
Every week it seems like the Panthers will have, between 6 and 10 ticky-tack penalties throughout the game. Let's see if they can clean it up from here on out. The Panthers are going to have to move the ball back 5 yards, kicking off from their own 35.
Dalton's got a strong leg. The problem is not the leg, it's who he's kicking to back there and the dangerous.
Cunningham.
Dangerous,
Ida approaches, the
return.
kick is up, and it's going to be a squib kick right up the middle. Going to be fielded at the 30 by Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon's going to be tripped
nice
up and
tackle.
run down. Who is that? Number 16, Josh Ramey. Josh Ramey shot out of a cannon. Gets down there, and Wilcoxon had enough time to field it, take 2 steps. And Josh Ramey wraps him up, brings him down.
Yeah.
The Dragons going to take over on their own 29-yard line.
Josh with the nice tackle there, grabbed him by the shoe. Thought Wilcoxon was going to get away. I think he did too, but Josh didn't let go. Made a nice tackle.
You know, the Panthers do a warm-up drill. I had somebody ask me, why do they do that? When they're on the ground, they have legs wrapped up and they roll, and that's exactly why they do that. Ramey had him wrapped up, and he rolled and took Wilcoxon down. Lambiot's in the pistol, has Fisher in front of him in a 3-point stance and a running back on each side. They're going to hand it off to Kedrick Cunningham. He's nearly wrapped up in the backfield, gets to the outside. And
oh, my
he's
goodness.
off to the races down the sideline. Finally run out of bounds by Jake Stevens.
How did he not step out of bounds? Wow.
Going to be a pickup of 28 yards.
I thought he was going to be tackled for a loss of 4.
Well, exactly. Logan Walsh came off the edge, had him wrapped up as soon as he took the handoff, and he ran right through it and hit the boost button is what he hit.
Yeah.
He came around the edge and kicked it out a little bit farther. He likes the sideline, that's
He
for
does.
sure.
He knows his way around the sideline.
He was finally run out of bounds after a 28-yard pickup by Jake Stevens. Looks like we got an official timeout for a Panthers. Cleat has come off. To get that put back on. And that is Logan Walsh. Maybe that's why he missed that tackle. Maybe his shoe came off.
I don't know.
And those are the plays that you have to make when you're the underdog in
yeah.
a contest. You've got somebody wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. You've got to take them down.
You got when you got the lead, you don't want a first down play like that. So now the Dragons are inside the Panther territory, and we're having a shoe time. You know, I've never seen a shoe time.
There it is.
I've seen it in basketball. That's no big deal in basketball. But here we go. Logan getting his shoes together, sticks his gloves back in his pocket.
Pocket?
Well.
Pockets? Just inside of his belt there.
In
Lamby
his
out in the
belt.
gun. Has Fisher to his right and Wilcoxon to his left. They're going to hand it to Fisher. Fisher cuts it back, makes a man miss. He was wrapped up by number 77. Excuse me, that's
51.
51. 15 number Jordan Carter wraps him up, and then he's finally brought down by Tyler Eddy. After a pickup of 5 yards, goes Chase Fisher. 2nd down and 5 for the Dragons on the Panther 37-yard line. Lambiot is in the gun. Has Cunningham to his right, just behind him. Fisher's to his left in a 3-point stance, 2 receivers to the left, and an unbalanced line to the left. There's 3 linemen on the left, 2 receivers left, and 2 linemen to the right. I'd say it's going to the left, Jason. Not only do they have that unbalanced line, but Fisher's right behind those 3 linemen in a 3-point stance also. They're going to fake to Cunningham. Lambiot keeps it to the left, right up the middle, off the guard. And Lambiot's going to pick up 10 yards on the carry. First down for the Dragons.
Lambiot didn't get up that quickly. Kind of slow to get up there a little bit. I don't think he's injured.
That's not something the Dragons do a whole lot is run Lambiot, but when they do, he's very effective. He can move.
Yeah.
Dragons back in the huddle. Got an unbalanced line left.
Same
2
formation.
receivers left. Cunningham to the left of Lambiot, and in front of Cunningham's Fisher in a 3-point stance. Lambiot's going to take it, slide to his left, and then pitch it to Cunningham on the outside. Cunningham is wrapped up by Browning.
Oh, my
breaks
goodness.
it loose. As he breaks loose, Jordan Carter's there to wrap him up.
Austin had him by the shirt tail, and there were 3 Panthers around him, and Cunningham still got through and got 5 or 6 yards after the, well, maybe not quite that much, but.
Pick up a 7, Jason.
Cunningham is not down until he's down.
Until you hear all
Until
5
you hear
whistles.
the whistle blow, yeah.
Cunningham to the left of Lambiot. Fisher to his right, 2 receivers to the right. They're going to hand to Cunningham on the sweep. Bounces outside further, and there's Cameron Harless. Takes a stiff arm from Cunningham and still brings him down.
Nice
So
tackle there by Cameron.
Cameron Harless, nice job. It's going to be a loss of 1 for Kedrick Cunningham. After the 7-yard pickup on the previous play, Cunningham's going to lose 1. 3rd down and 6 for the Dragons on the Panther 24-yard line.
Cameron stayed loose. Kedrick Cunningham was looking for the sideline again, as he seems to really enjoy getting out and breaking it up the sidelines.
Yes, great job by Cameron Harless.
Cameron got his hands on him and didn't let go. So
We got 2 receivers each way. Lambiot in the gun with Fisher to his left. It's 3rd and 6 for the Dragons, Panther 24-yard line. Lambiot takes a snap. He's looking to throw to the left, and he's got Cunningham on the outside. Cunningham makes Jake Stevens miss, makes another man miss, and he's into the end zone for the Fairland Dragons. There is a flag on the play, and the initial call looks like an illegal block in the back on the Fairland Dragons. And it is.
that play will be coming back,
That's the first penalty on the Dragons in the contest.
and that's a big one.
Illegal block in the back. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, I do believe.
Looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6, 3rd and 7. Ball be placed at the 25-yard
At the
line.
25.
Nice play there by the Dragons. They broke Cunningham out in the flat.
That's the thing. You're not going to see the Dragons really look to throw it downfield. It's a quick pass game. They're running outs, they're running slants, they're running comebacks.
It's spreading the defense out and making somebody try to catch Cunningham outside, and that's not an easy thing to do.
It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Dragons on the Panther 25. Trips right, 1 receiver left. Fisher's to the right of Lambiot in the gun. Lambiot takes a snap, rolls to the right. Fisher's lead blocking for him. Here comes Tyler Eddy, running him down. He dives, doesn't make the tackle, and waiting for Lambiot is number 5, Cameron Harless.
That's going to be close to a first down for the
Extremely
Dragons.
close. I think he's going to be just a yard short as Cameron Harless made the tackle at the 20-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down and a long one for the Dragons on the Panther 20.
Another big 4th down play. The last time the Dragons had 4th down inside the 20-yard line, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So the big play here, we want to see what the Panther defense can do. First, they need to keep them from scoring.
Absolutely.
But the
Lambiot
Dragons,
under center, I formation, Fisher and then Cunningham, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Hard count, trying to draw the Panthers off sides.
could call timeout here.
And the Panthers don't jump off sides, and the Dragons going to take a timeout. With 3:26 left here in the first half in Proctorville, Ohio. Chesapeake Panthers 7, Fairland Dragons 6. Jake Wells, Jason Stevens, you're listening to Cat Sports 93.3 1340. And welcome back to Proctorville, Ohio. It's 4th and a long one for the Dragons on the Panther 20. Lambiot's under center. He has an offensive lineman behind him at fullback, and then Chase Fisher behind him in the I. They're going to hand it to Fisher. Fisher bounces off a tackle and falls forward, and that's going to be a gain of 4 yards for Fisher, and a first down for the Panthers. So the Dragons bring in an offensive lineman, put him at fullback, and then put the big 250-pound fullback behind him. It's hard to stop that when he only needs a yard.
Yeah, that's a lot of big boys in green in the backfield.
A lot of
for
beats
Fairland.
coming at you. Lambiot back in the gun, has Fisher to his left, Hunter Morrison to his right, and Cunningham behind him. Morrison and Fisher in three-point stance, receiver each way. It's the pistol. Going to hand it to Fisher off the guard, and Fisher's going to pick up, it's like 3 yards on the carry.
And a cloud of dust.
Yeah. And you know, Fisher's a big boy, 6 foot. They got him listed at 215. I want to say 250, but he can move.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very effective,
agile. Very agile.
effective fullback and a standout linebacker. He's a preseason All-Ohio selection at linebacker. Lambiot in the pistol. Cunningham's behind him. He's got a person each side, beside of him on each side, and they're going to fake it to Fisher, pitch it to Cunningham on the outside. Here comes Browning. And the closing speed of Austin Browning from his safety position. They fake it to Fisher and run the option out of it and get it to Cunningham on the outside. And Browning closes from his safety spot for a loss of 2.
Now, Browning has been close on a couple of those plays like that, but that time he timed it well and was able to shoot through the gap. And absolutely, you know, he didn't get him by the jersey that time. He got him by the midsection and wrapped him up in a nice tackle by Austin Browning, and that brings up a big third down.
They're
third down
actually
10.
Going to say a loss of 3.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Dragons at the Panther 16-yard line. Lambiot in the gun, 2 receivers each way, Fisher to his right. Lambiot takes a snap, and he's going to roll to his right, throw to Fisher out.
That's a reverse.
And it's
a fumble.
It's a fumble, and Fisher's going to dive on it with Zach Wright right behind him. And that's going to be a big loss for the Dragons, and Andy Clark and the Panthers want a timeout.
He threw that ball backwards.
With 1:27 left in the first half. Dragons 7, Panthers 6. You're listening to Cast Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Dragons back up to the ball. It's 4th down and 20. Lambiot on the gun, trips right, receiver left. Fisher's beside of him in the gun. He drops and looks to throw deep to the right. Cunningham is covered and it's going to go up in the air.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, my heavens.
I think he about caught it 3 times.
The ball is batted away by number 3, Carson Nida. And Nida and Austin Browning both fall. The ball goes up in the air. And
they knocked it down, and then Cunningham almost caught it again.
Oh, my heavens.
And then it bounced again. I thought he was going to catch it the third
But,
time.
hey, it was 4th down and 20. That's a turnover on downs, and the Panthers are going to take over with 1 timeout left, 1:20 left in the first half, on their own 27-yard line, it looks like. And
Fairland will receive the second half kickoff.
Yes, they will.
Chesapeake trying to get down, and again, you know, they could get down, either score the touchdown or get into field goal range and try a long field goal here before the end of the half.
Browning's in the gun, trips to his right, 2 receivers left. Sends Kelton Jones in motion. They're going to fake the Jones. Browning's going to go one way, reverse to the opposite side, and it's going to be a loss of 2 for Austin Browning.
I think the Panthers have 1 timeout left.
They do have 1 timeout
Dragons
left.
have 2 left, don't they? So, but it looks like Fairland's not going to stop the clock and try to get the ball back again. They get the ball in the second half, so they're content to see what the Panthers do.
Dragons have 2 safeties, Joel Lambiot and Keeter Cunningham. Empty backfield for the Panthers, and they're going to hand it to Harless on a sweep. Harless makes 1 man miss, and he's run out of bounds by, there's a late hit.
Wow.
And it looks like it could be on the Panthers.
He threw it right at
right
one
at
of the
Zach
Panthers.
Wright.
Yeah, he hit him with it. I don't know if it was against him.
Personal foul, late hit on the Panthers. And guess what, Jason? That play right there where Harless ran out of bounds,
And
plus the flag is backing the Panthers way up, and the Dragons still have 2 timeouts in hopes to possibly get a punt return from Kedrick Cunningham.
Yeah, that's the Panthers tried to put some points on the board here late in the second quarter. Called timeout there. And
have gone the wrong way since
and have gone the wrong way. That's exactly right. Both teams have gone the wrong way lately. The offenses are going the wrong direction.
With the 15-yard penalty, that's the 4th penalty on the Panthers for the evening for a total of 30 yards. 39 seconds left in the first half. Browning's in the gun, trips to his right, twin receivers to his left. Kelton Jones goes in motion, and they're going to fake it to Jones. Browning's going to keep it up the middle, and he makes a man miss. Another miss.
And another one. Oh, he's gone.
He's off to the races. Cunningham finally runs him out of bounds, but the Panthers pick up a first down, Jason.
I can't believe this game. You know, Austin had made about 6 people miss on that tackle. Everybody knew he was going to get the ball. And
he needed 22 yards. He picks up 33.
30 seconds to go in the game, and the Panthers are now back to where they wanted to be a minute ago. Yeah,
there's some life for sure. Austin Browning tying a shoe.
Another shoe timeout.
And with Browning being pushed out of bounds by Cunningham, the clock's going to stop.
And Cunningham had no choice. I mean, Austin can run.
That's kind of the race that we wanted to see, though. Who's faster, Browning or Cunningham?
Cunningham had the angle on him.
Had a good angle for sure.
And those two have met each other on either side of the ball often tonight.
Panthers getting a call from the sideline. It's assistant coach Aaron Rice and Austin Master again. Signaling plays in. Browning's in the gun. Twin receivers left. Trips right. 30 seconds left in the first half here at Jim Mayo Stadium in Proctorville, Ohio. Browning drops the throw. He's on the run.
Over too high.
And he looks for Jake Stevens on the sideline, who broke open, and Browning sails on the football, sails on him just out of the outreach arms of Jake Stevens.
It just threw it a little high.
It did hit both hands of Stevens, so isn't that what they say? If it hits both your hands,
yeah, we want him to catch it.
Going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers on their own 45.
That play took about 5 seconds.
25 seconds left here in the first half.
The Panthers had this similar situation at the end of the ball game last week.
Yes.
Except they were behind and didn't have the lead, and it was at the end of the game. But they had a last-second drive, and somebody didn't know the snap count. Possibly the center.
Everyone moved except for the center, so all eyes are on you. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down, 15 for the Panthers on their own 40. Browning still in the empty set.
You have to wonder what the Panthers will run. They almost showed their cards there with that.
They're going to run a bubble screen to the right to Cameron Harless, that's for sure. Trips to the right, twin receivers left. Browning in the gun, 2nd down and 15 from their own 40. And they're going to run the bubble screen to Harless on the outside, and he's going to have to make Kedrick Cunningham miss.
That ain't going to happen.
And he gets run out of bounds. They're going to say stayed in bounds.
Stayed in bounds.
Clock is running, and I would say Coach Andy Clark's going to say, let it go, boys.
He might call timeout and make one play before halftime. No, he's giving somebody the business over there.
Going to be a timeout with 5.7 seconds left. We'll stick with you as Coach Andy Clark is definitely having a conversation with the officials there. Called a timeout. He's still upset.
I'm not sure if he's talking about the tackle there, if one of the Dragons led with their head, or what he's.
To me, it looked like he went out of bounds.
I think that was the thing that he was protesting there, is that, hey, our guy went out of bounds and he was still going forward, and the clock should have stopped. I shouldn't have to use my timeout.
So do you draw up something here? Do you reach into the bag of tricks, or there's 5.7 seconds left in the first half?
You have the lead. It's only 1 point.
I agree completely.
You don't. Field goal is out of the question, with no doubt. Do you? I don't know. The problem is,
70-yard field goal.
Here's the thing is if you try to throw a Hail Mary right here, if you're Chesapeake, the problem is if you throw it up and Kedrick Cunningham intercepts the ball, and if you throw it, I'd say they could probably throw it down to the 20, possibly the 10 in the air. But if Cunningham intercepts it, that's not going to work out well.
Nope.
So I, as much as you want to try to put points on the board, I say at least keep it on the ground. And You know, we've seen Austin Browning break it loose
at the end of quarters multiple times.
But he's got a lot of people to run around that are 30 yards from the line of scrimmage right now.
Got trips left. Twin receivers right. Harless comes in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Browning keeps it up the middle. He has room to run, and that's going to end the half. Browning picks up 12 yards on the carry, and that will end the first half. Chesapeake Panthers on top of the Dragons here in Proctorville, Ohio, 7-0. I'm Jacob Wells.
7-6.
7-6. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I wish it was nothing. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm Fairland Dragon welcome to Chesapeake High School Marching Band.
Man created a simple structure and called it a music box to trap the magic of sound inside a cold and simple mechanism. But the foolishness of man's confidence will come at a high price for gaining the thing we love most. just for man bets him in while she seeks to be set free. And thus the tables turn and turn again, and the conqueror is conquered. He who traps the music must himself become a slave. And thus the tables turn and turn again, and the conqueror is conquered. He who traps the music must himself become a slave.
Introducing to you with Southern Ohio pride, honor, and tradition, the 2017 Fairland High School Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Keith Harper. Tonight, for our final halftime 2017 show, we open our show with a blast from the past, the theme from Sequest, DSB. our band tradition each year at our last home game, we take the time to recognize our graduating seniors and their parents for their dedication, sacrifices, hard work, and support in the Fairland High School band program. This year we honor 11 members of the class of 2018. They are Caleb Adams. Caleb is the son of Shannon Odom. Caleb plays alto sax, is a 2-year member of the marching, a 6-year member of the marching band. He's also qualified for Martial Honors Band 3 years and has been a member of the concert band 7 years, Triumph Music Honorary 2 years, Park Club 4 years, and the current president, Chess Club 1 year, and Boy Scouts 4 years, which he achieved the Arrow of the Light. Danielle Black. Danielle is the daughter of Dana Black and the late Tony Black. Danielle plays clarinet and has been a member of concert band for 7 years, the Marshall University Honors Band 1 year, marching band 5 years, the Tri-M Music Honorary for 3 years, and is the current historian. Prom Committee 2 years, FCCLA for 2 years. Danielle plans to attend Ohio Wesleyan University, majoring in political science. Brianna Brown. She is the daughter of Casey Brown and Brian Brown. Brianna plays the trumpet and has been a member of the concert band for 7 years. She has also been a member of marching band 6 years, all county band 3 years, Beta Club 2 years, and is the current president. Spanish Club 3 years, also the current president. The Tri-M Music Honorary for 2 years and is the current vice president. FCCLA for 2 years, College Credit Plus for 1 year, and International Day for 1 year. After graduation, Brianna plans to attend Miami University, majoring in Spanish linguistics. Caitlin Pianesi. Caitlin is the daughter of Nando Pianesi. She plays flute and has been a member of the concert band for 7 years. Also a member of the marching band 6 years, majorette 4 years, Tri-M Music Honorary, senior class historian. After graduation, Caitlin plans to enlist in the Air Force. Next is Jordan Connor. Jordan is the son of Lou Connor and Terry Wisman. He plays percussion and has been a member of the concert band for 7 years. He has also been in the marching band 6 years, solo and ensemble 2 years, all county band 4 years, all district band 1 year, Tri-M 2 years, all district band 1 year, Marshall University Festival Honors Band 2 years, choir 1 year, and varsity vocals for 1 year. After graduation, Jordan plans to attend Moorhead State University, majoring in percussion and music performance. Alex Elliott. Alex is the son of Kim and Pat Fraser and John Elliott. He plays trombone and has been in the concert band for 7 years. He's also been in marching band 6 years, all county band 5 years, all district band 3 years, solo and ensemble 4 years, college credit plus 3 years, Mu Alpha Theta 3 years, Tri-M 1 year and is the current president, French Club 1 year, Marshall Honors Band 2 years, OU Honor Band 2 years, Capital Honor Band 1 year, and Jazz Band 1 year. Alex plans to attend Miami University, majoring in computer science. Morgan Fowler. She is the daughter of Tony and Kim Fowler. Morgan plays clarinet and has been in concert band for 7 years, marching band 6 years, Spanish Club 1 year, FCCLA 1 year, Prom Committee 1 year, 4-H 2 years, and the Junior Fair Board for 1 year. After graduation, Morgan will attend Marshall University, majoring in biology. James Kendrick. James is the son of Bill and Valerie Kendrick. He is a percussionist and has been a member of concert band 7 years, marching band 6 years, Park Club 3 years, and is the current vice president. After graduation, James plans to attend Premier Culinary Institute of America, majoring in business management and culinary arts. Caitlin McCormick. She is the daughter of Lisa Miller and James and Heather McCormick. Caitlin plays trumpet and has been in concert band for 5 years, marching band 5 years, and flag corps 3 years. After graduation, she plans to attend Marshall University, majoring in nursing, and she also plans to try out for the Thundering Herd Color Guard. Next is Haley Newman. Haley is the daughter of Joe Newman and Melanie Newman. She plays flute and has been a member of the concert band for 7 years, marching band 5 years, the flag corps 3 years. After graduation, Haley plans to major in nursing at Marshall University, and she too also plans to try out for the Marshall University Marching Band Color Guard. Carolyn Rhodes. Carolyn is the daughter of Charlie and Angie Rhodes. She plays alto saxophone and French horn and has been a member of concert band for 6 years, marching band 4 years, varsity vocals 4 years, Tri-M 2 years and is current secretary. The Math Club 3 years and is current president. Beta Club 2 years. High School Theater Productions 4 years. Prom Committee 1 year. Spanish Club 1 year. After graduation, Carolyn plans to attend college majoring in chemical engineering. We congratulate our seniors on their accomplishments and send with them our best wishes for a wonderful future. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fairland High School Marching Band Class of 2018.
Here on the kickoff for the Panthers. Back deep to return for the Dragons. Keeter Cunningham and Ty Wilcoxon. Panthers kicking
Not about to kick.
west, and the Dragons will return it to the east. And it's going to be a squib kick up the middle that number 7, Gavin Hunt, fields.
And he got tackled by his own guy.
As he catches it, puts his foot down, his teammate turns around and runs right into him.
I think his teammate was turning around to maybe catch the ball, and he put Gavin on the ground. Gavin wasn't expected to get shoved down by his own player.
Pretty good hit. Tackle of the game so far.
Yeah.
Dragons going to take over on their own 35-yard line. Lambiot in the pistol, Fisher in front of him, Cunningham behind him, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Lambiot takes the snap, hands to Fisher. He's going to hit the sideline.
It's Cunningham.
Cunningham. He's going to be run out of bounds by Carson Nida and Cameron Harless. Going to be a pickup of 6 yards for the running back, Cunningham, as it looked like maybe an inside handoff that was closed quickly by the interior line of the Panthers. Jason, kudos so far to the Chesapeake Panthers offensive and defensive linemen controlling the middle of the field. Knock on wood. Lambiot again in the gun. Fisher in front of him, Cunningham behind him, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and they're going to hand to Cunningham again. It's to the left. Cunningham has some room to run. He's off to the races. Cunningham to the 30, 25, 20, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. And just like that, and that's how fast they can score, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, goodness gracious, that train horn in the background, heavens.
So the Dragons are going to go for 2 here.
And you almost have to.
Oh, yeah, they got to chase points.
And you talked about their kicking game being subpar throughout the season. and already missing one extra point, so they're going to go for 2.
Well, if you make that first extra point, it makes a huge difference in the rest of your attempts.
Lambie out in the gun. Fisher to his right. Trips right. One receiver left. Cunningham is in the slot to the right. Lambie out takes the snap, rolls to his right, and looks for Ty Wilcoxon and hits him right in the feet. And the extra point's going to be no good. With 11:40 left in the third quarter, Dragons 12, Chesapeake Panthers 7. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3, 1340. Kick is away, going to be a squib kick, going to be fielded by Jake Stevens. And he's going to lose yardage on the return back to the Panther 31-yard line. And the Panthers going to take over on their own 31-yard line. Both teams trying to keep it away from the deep man on the kickoffs. Both teams squib kicking it. That one fielded by Jake Stevens. He looked to return it the opposite way and lost a few yards on the return. The Panthers going to take over on their own 31-yard line. Donald Richendaler back into the contest, and he's going to be in the gun. Browning's to his right, 2 receivers to the right, 2 tight ends left. Richendaler takes the snap, going to hand to Browning on the zone read. Browning's patient, going to get 1 yard out of the carry.
Maybe 2 yards.
Looks like 2.
2, second down and 8.
The official on this side had a different spot than the official on the other. Second down and 8 for the Panthers on their own 23-yard line. Richendaler in the gun. Browning to his right. 2 tight ends left, 2 receivers right. Richendaler is going to fake to Browning and keep it the opposite way, and he's got some room to run. Finally wrapped up after a gain of 2.
That was a great fake because I think Austin thought that he was going to get the ball.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Going to be a pickup of 3 yards for the freshman quarterback. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers on the Dragon 36-yard line.
Big play here.
Got to keep the chains moving, Jason.
Yeah, the Panthers need to put some points on the board here. They can't afford to give the ball back to Fairland.
Absolutely.
And risk getting behind by 2 scores.
Richendaler in the gun, 2 receivers left. Browning is to his left. And they're going to hand it to Browning, and he has some room to run.
Depends on the spot.
Dives forward close to the first down. The official closest to us has him short. No, has him as a first down. First down for Austin Browning. The chains are already moving. Austin Browning needed 5. He picked up 5. Jason, that's his 19th carry of the ballgame so far.
Wow. How many yards does he have?
At halftime, he had 120. Pick up a 2, pick up a 527 yards so far.
127 yards, okay.
Richendaler still in the gun. Browning to his left, 2 receivers left, 2 tight ends right. Richendaler takes the snap, and it's back to Browning. Browning up the middle. Going to be wrapped up after a gain of 1 on the zone read.
Panthers have been working that right side of the line, but haven't got quite the push as they did there in the first half on the from the offensive line, defensive line for the Dragons.
And that makes me wonder, excuse me, the Panthers really controlled the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively the first half. Why haven't we seen that more out of them throughout the year?
I don't know.
So, it's a rivalry game. That's all I can.
Yeah, I tell you, it's fun to watch. I've caught a lot of these games with Fairland, Chesapeake, and a lot of different sports. Girls basketball, girls, baseball, football is always something else. And Richendaler's going to get
brought down. There's a zone read play. Browning had the fake to the right. Richendaler kept it left, and there was no one there to block number 61, Hunter Morrison, and he brings down Richendaler for a loss of 5. It was 2nd down and 8. Going to be 3rd down 13 for the Panthers on their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, Richendaler misread that one. First minor mistake from the freshman tonight.
I'm saying zone read, but I would say that Coach Andy Clark's probably calling it.
Yeah.
It's tough to put a freshman in that position and tell him to read the defense, too.
That's a good point.
Richendoller's going to hand this one off to Browning on a sweep. He cuts it back against the grain.
Oh, he's
has
got
some room to run. It's going to bring up 4th down, but Browning was able to pick up 8 yards.
Took a big hit from Morrison there, his final one, and looks like we're going to have an injured Panther.
It's going to be Brevin Webb down on the ground for the Panthers.
So Brevin's all right.
We will step aside for a quick break. I'm Jacob Wells, along with Jason Stevens. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340.
Well, you hate to see that. Brevin is senior, played both ways tonight.
Playing well.
Played very well. Made a big difference in the Rock Hill game last week. And we'll have to see. I'm not sure who his replacement will be here on 4th down.
Well, it's going to be the punt team. So Brevin normally doesn't play the punt team.
So that'll at least see that. But I wonder what the Panthers will do here. But that's a perfect example of this rivalry. You know, you got a brother on one sideline, another brother on the other, and a Chesapeake grad helping the Fairland football team here, and Cole out checking on his little brother who plays for Chesapeake. So they're still having trouble getting Cole Brevin off the field there. I'm not sure.
I'd like to say that's why the Dragons having some success this year, having a Panther over there, alumni helping them. Looks like they had to bring out some extra folks to actually carry Brevin off the field.
Yeah.
It'll be 4th down and 5 for the Panthers on their own 46. Cole Mills on for the punt. Back deep to return is Kedrick Cunningham. Remember the first punt, Jason went to the back of his up back. And this one's a high snap. Mills fields it, and it's going to be a low kick, going to land at the 35, roll out of bounds near the 30 on the opposite side of the field. Right at the 30-yard line is when it rolls out of bounds. So Cole was able to go up, get the high snap, and then rugby kick it, which is him running to his left, rolling out and kicking it. I could see the Panthers running a fake punt sometime in this contest.
It might happen.
No one is even respecting Cole Mills back there, who is a standout soccer player and can move.
He can move.
I don't know if he wants a big hit, though.
Well, he'll have to make the ball have to be on the left hash, I think, so he can at least step out of bounds. But
Dragons take over.
Cole's a gamer. He can play.
Dragons take over on their own 30. Lambiot in the gun. Takes the snap. He's going to hand to Cunningham off the left tackle.
Same play, he just scored a touchdown on.
Cunningham is off to the races, switching hands. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's running weaves out there. Another touchdown for the Dragons. And just like that, this football game is blown open. And that's what we were afraid of. Panthers did everything they could to hang the first half, make it a contest. Dragons just have a lot of speed and a lot of athletes out there on the football field.
Yeah, just kept the Dragons have kept kind of poking and seeing which one was the hole that they could get through, and run the same play twice. I've seen the Panthers do the same thing to the Dragons over the years. That little quick hit. So you see what's working, and you keep going until the other team can stop you.
And this is still a Fairland Chesapeake football game, so anything can still happen. Panthers only down 11, 18-7. Excuse me. Dragons going for 2. Lambiot's in the gun with Cunningham behind him, Fisher in front of him. 2 receivers to the left. Lambiot takes a snap, gonna fake it, and he slips. Logan Walsh is going to get credited for the sack as Lambiot faked it to Cunningham one way, reverse field, and rolled out looking for Chase Fisher in the flat in the end zone. Tate Hunt on the kickoff.
Panthers have to answer here.
Have to answer. Hunt's kick is a slip up the middle, going to be fielded by Browning at the 25-yard line. And he is wrapped up immediately.
Two met him there. 26.
Number 26.
Blaine Cremines. Blaine was there, got around his blocker. And
Jason, we talked about some injuries for the Panthers that have kind of hurt them in the season turning out not what they expected. But tonight, the Fairland Dragons were without 6'2 sophomore Riley Sowers as he's down there in street clothes. Sowers is the receiver that caught the touchdown against Ironton for the first win against the Tigers from any Lawrence County team in 60 years. And he has had he's kind of their downfield threat when they do go downfield. And he's over here in a hoodie and sweatpants.
That would explain why their passing game has been side to side and not quite down the field. So.
Richendaler under center, going to hand off to Harless, and Harless going to be brought down in the backfield by Joel Lambiot.
Lambiot with good pursuit, broke down. Harless couldn't get around him, and even if he would have, there were two other Dragons there that were ready to.
Going to be a loss of 5 for Harless. That's his first negative play of the game.
And the body language of the Panthers looks just a little bit different than it did the last time out on the field. Even though they had given up a touchdown, they still had a little pep in their step, and were coming out. They after that play there, they kind of see the shoulders drop a little bit. And
you know, this half, the Panthers haven't been running between the tackles, and that's what helped them the first half.
Here they go.
And they're going to fake it to Browning, hand it off to Tyler Eddy up the middle. Eddy's going to pick up 2 yards on the carry.
Fisher stayed at home there in the middle of the field. He didn't make the tackle, but he kept everybody else in line there for the Dragons, and now that brings up a big third down.
Third down 13 for the Panthers.
13.
And when your first play of the drive goes for -5, that's never, ever a good sign for that drive in particular.
No, the Panthers, have they gained positive yards here in this half? A little bit?
Barely.
Barely.
Richendaler back under center, full house backfield, 2 wing backs, an offset fullback to the right. They're going to fake to Browning, and they're going to throw. Cameron Harless down the field. It's going to be intercepted by Kedrick Cunningham at the 45.
Cunningham just
taking over.
He took over the game. Yeah, he took over the game a long time ago, but right there he just kind of shoved the receiver or stopped him from running.
Definitely shoved the receiver.
And then made the catch.
I wasn't going to say anything, but since you went there.
He did. So I guess he didn't shove him hard enough for the referee to throw a flag. So anyway, it's first down and 10 from the 45-yard line for the Dragons. And I have to think Cunningham's getting the ball here till the Panthers can tackle him.
Lambiot's in the pistol, has Fisher in front of him to his left, Cunningham behind him to his right. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, and I would say they're probably just going to hand off to Cunningham.
Same play
Same
again.
exact play. And Cunningham makes a man miss and hits the sideline, finally run out of bounds by Jake Stevens. Going to be close to a first down.
He didn't quite hit the same gap on the second level there. Panthers were able to plug it up. He still gained 9 yards.
Going to be a 9-yard
It's better than a touchdown. So the Dragons have run the same play more or less the last 3 plays. Scored a touchdown on 2 out of 3 of them.
The Dragons back into Panther territory at the Panther 47-yard line. Lambiot in the pistol. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fisher's in front of him to the left in a 3-point stance. Cunningham's directly to his right. And they're going to fake it and look deep.
There's a flag on the play.
There is some laundry on the field, and Lambiot's going to keep it, scramble out of the pocket to his right, and he is able to get out of bounds at the 35-yard line. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
See what it is. I don't see any indicators yet.
Going to be an illegal shift or false start, I would say. Yes, false start. The motion from the white hat Mark Michaels down there.
Surprised they didn't blow the ball dead.
So false start on the Dragons. It'll go from 2nd and 2 and a pickup of almost 15 yards for Lambiot to 2nd and 7, and they're back on their own side of the field on their own 48-yard line. 6 minutes, 3 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Halfway through.
Dragons 18, Panthers 7. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Online at catsports933.com. Lambiot's in the pistol. Cunningham to his left. Fisher's in front of him. 2 receivers each way. They're going to throw to Cunningham out of the backfield. He takes the reception. He's off to the races. Makes a man miss. Reverses field looking for a lead block. He's being run down by Austin Browning. Browning runs him out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And there is a flag back here.
He's roughing the passer.
Going to be a roughing. It didn't look like much of a rough. But that emphasis in every football game of protecting a quarterback after he releases the football. So Cunningham's going to pick up 50 yards on the reception.
Kedrick Cunningham's taking over here in the second half.
Absolutely.
He's just taking over this entire game.
Any time that he can get out in space, I mean, he's
you can't catch him.
Super dangerous.
You can't catch him.
That time he picked up a really good lead block by Ty Wilcoxon. Lambiot's in the pistol, has Wilcoxon to his right, Cunningham to his left, and Fisher just to his left offset. Receiver each way. Lambiot takes a snap, gonna hand it off to Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon walks in from 3 yards out. Touchdown Dragons. And this game could just end up being a little bit demoralizing for the Chesapeake Panthers, Jason. The Dragons have put their foot on the throttle the last 3 drives and been able to find the end zone.
Yeah, they've blocked a little bit better than they did in the first half. You see a little more space for Cunningham, and he doesn't need a whole lot of space, but he's had some more space to work with. Well, you know, there in the first half, the Panthers were clogging up some gaps, but he's had some space to run, and he's.
You got to think head coach Melvin Cunningham probably laid into these guys.
I don't know if there's any pain on the locker room there in the Dragons locker room or not, but you have to imagine in a game they expected to come in and have a chance to get to the playoffs, possibly, if the cards fall right, that they didn't do that.
Lambiot going for 2, has a bunch trip set to the right, a single back, and he looks to keep it on the draw and gets hit pretty hard right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you got hit high and low at the same time.
2-point conversion, no good. With 5:46 left in the third quarter, Fairland Dragons 24, Chesapeake Panthers 7. I'm Jason Wells along with Jason Stevens. You're listening to Cat Sports 92.3 and 1340.
Caught on return.
Tatum Hunt with a squib kick up the middle, fielded by Will Todd, and returned to the 40, and that's where he's going to be dropped by a handful of Dragons. Panthers will take over on their own 40, looking for some type of daylight as they have come up empty with 3 3-and-outs in a row, and the Dragons have been able to score on their last 3 drives. Panthers in an empty set with Browning in the gun, trips left, 2 receivers to his right. Cameron Harless comes in motion. They're going to fake the handoff. Browning's going to keep it, and he's wrapped up in the backfield by number 61, Hunter Morrison, who is having a heck of a game from his
Hunter is cut down on that right edge for the Dragons, left edge for the Panthers. They haven't gotten anything out there here in the second half.
Doing a little robot dance out there.
You know, he's got a little, we got a little of the same blood. Hunter's a cousin. We like to dance, man. What are you going to do?
Hey, why not? I mean, if you're out there playing like that, he's made many tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
And again, the Dragons are keying on Austin Browning. You know, it looks like they've got one on each side that are responsible for Browning. If somebody else gets loose, they let one of the defensive backs come up and try to stop him.
Browning takes the snap, going to hand it off to Harless on the read, and he's going nowhere. Wrapped up by a handful of defenders led by Ty Wilcoxon. So the defensive ends for the Dragons, Ty Wilcoxon on the left, and then Hunter Morrison on the right, both of them playing well.
Yeah, Zach Crawford also in on that tackle, it looked like. Brings up another 3rd down and long for the Panthers, and the Panthers' second half offense has been non-existent, and it's really been a tale of 2 halves here. It looks like 2 totally different ball games we've been watching from the first half here to the second half.
I definitely agree with that. Browning in the gun. It's an empty set. Trips left, twins right. Browning takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's going to look to throw. He goes back into the pocket, looking deep, reverses field, makes Wilcoxon miss. He has room to run. Turns the corner, gets a good lead block from Jake Stevens. Browning's off to the races.
He's going to score.
Browning's at the 30, the 25, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Panthers.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's a laundry back way far away from the running back. And what type of play or call are we going to get here as that flag was so far away from Austin Browning running the football?
Clear across the other side of the field.
If that's on the Panthers, Andy Clark has to be furious.
He's talking to Coach Andy, so it's
nope. It's going to be a touchdown.
It's going to be a touchdown.
They're going to wave the flag off. Touchdown Panthers.
Must have been against the Dragons.
It's a personal foul.
They're going to enforce it on the kickoff, I bet.
Yep. On the Dragons.
Okay.
So how about that? How long was that touchdown, Jason?
Well, he ran about 150 yards. I don't know. I think it was about 65 yards. I don't remember where the ball was. I just know
We got so excited. Touchdown.
He ran all the way to the left side, then went all the way back, ran about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, then ran all the way up the right side.
Snaps back, kicks up and away, and through the uprights is Dalton Nida with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third. Fairland Dragons 24, Panthers 14. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. And welcome back into Jim Mayo Stadium. And the officials will enforce that 15-yard penalty from the touchdown run. The Panthers are going to kick off from the Dragon side of the field at the 45-yard line.
And a couple of options this opens up for Chesapeake. Dalton Nida can kick it in the end zone, which would result in a touchback. They could.
Donald Richendaler is on. The hands team is on. The Panthers are going to onside kick.
All right, let's see where we go. I say end zone.
Onside kick. The ball is popped up in the air and fielded by Gavin Hunt. Gavin takes it and immediately falls down. So the Dragons will take over at the 27-yard line.
Still not bad field position. You know, you can't blame Coach Andy for doing that, Coach Clark.
For sure.
And
we got Austin Carpenter's up here doing stats, and he looked at us during that break and said, onside kick.
Yep.
Good call.
With the 15-yard, again, you know, Dalton could easily kick that in the end zone.
Maybe through the uprights with an 11-yard run.
Yeah, I don't know. He can kick it. He's got a good leg on him. All-district soccer player. And
Dragons going to take over at their own 27. And the Panthers got to have some more life from that touchdown. Lambiot has two running backs, one each way. Fisher's in front of him in the pistol. Receiver each way, and they're going to hand it off. Going to fake it to Wilcoxon. The pitch outside to Cunningham. Cunningham hits the edge around the corner, and he's run out of bounds by Chad McComas and Carson Nida. Going to be a pickup of 3 yards.
Cunningham tried to hurdle Nida there, and Nida kind of raised up enough to get Cunningham. That was one of the hardest hits he's taken is when he hit the ground. He was up in the air and dropped probably 4 or 5 feet.
Second down and 7 from the 31-yard line of the Dragons. Lambiot in the gun, 2 receivers left, 1 right. The pistol. He's got Cunningham to his right and Fisher to his left in front in a 3-point stance. Takes the snap, hands to Cunningham up the middle. Cunningham's off to the races. With Carson Nida trailing him. He's running zigzags to keep away from Carson Nida. Makes it to the 10-5 touchdown Dragons. Going to be a 69-yard touchdown run for Kedrick Cunningham. And what a third quarter for the senior running back. Head coach's son. And that daggone train horn. Feels like it's right here in the press box with us.
I can feel it in my seat. That thing goes on. You know, I do some of the PA and help there in the press box down at Chesapeake, and Dwayne and I, we don't have any toys like that. We just got to play a little DMX or Eastbound and Down. You know, I'm sure the other teams think that's annoying when we play it, but anyway, here comes the extra point.
Peyton Hunt is on for the extra point. Snaps high. Cunningham gets it down, and Hunt's extra point is through the uprights and good. With 3:42 left in the third quarter. Dragons 31, Panthers 14. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Tayton Hunt's kick is a squib kick. Going to make its way all the way down to Austin Browning at the 25. Browning zigging and zagging, makes his way up to the 40. Brought down hard, gets up slow, making his way over to the sideline.
I don't see how he's not exhausted after that run.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's his.
I haven't run that far in 20 years.
I don't know if I've ever ran that far. I'm just going to be honest.
Between him and Cunningham, they've run about 3 miles tonight with people trying to catch him.
So Browning is actually going to be out of the game. It looked like Brevin Hunt tried to make his way back onto the field, and the coaches made him come back off.
Oh, Brevin Webb, yeah, he's on his feet.
Brevin Webb.
Yep, he's on his feet, but just barely.
Richendaler in the gun, empty set, trips left, twins right.
A lot of sophomores.
Harless comes in motion. Richendaler's going to keep it, reverse field. He's going to get positive yardage out of it. He's going to pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, Panthers with a lot of sophomores on the field, it looks like. They've got sophomores and freshmen. Richendaler there, quarterback. Hutchison out, wide receiver. Harless still in the backfield. And
other than a few senior linemen, the backfield doesn't lose a whole lot. I mean, the Panthers going to return a lot of skill guys. The skill guys they lose, they lose Jake Stevens. They're going to lose Kelton Jones. Both of those guys are first-year football players as seniors.
Right.
So Richendaler back in the gun. Trips left, Twins right. Harless comes in motion. They're going to fake it to Harless. Richendaler keeps it, reverses field. Has some room. Going to pick up 1 yard.
Tackled over there by Fisher, it looks like. Number 11. Fisher and number 11 was over there. That was Robbie McFarland and Chase. Chase has played a real good game on defense. Kind of bottled up the Panthers here in the second half, and the Chesapeake just hasn't been able to get any rhythm on the offensive end. Browning with that incredible run, which was unbelievable. And that's about the only offense that the Panthers have had was a broken play, more or less.
He rolled left to throw it. It closed up, rolled back into the pocket, and then rolled further to the right and took off. Richendaler in the gun. Empty backfield. Takes a snap. He's going to be flushed out of the backfield. And the ball is down. The officials call him dead.
They blew the whistle before he dropped the ball. They had him in the grasp. Flag is down. Looks like the Panthers may have had a chop block there, or something weird happened at the line of scrimmage. That flag came out right at the onset of the play.
Yes. Legal shift on the Panthers. Declined. Be fourth down for the Panthers.
Question is, will Chesapeake go for it or will they punt?
I think you punt, Jason.
Yep, you got to punt.
Down 17, a minute 55 left in the third. Things not going your way. You don't take a chance of giving them this short of a field.
Yeah, you give them that short of a field, the game's over.
Austin Browning making his way back in for the punt unit. Going to be fourth down and 14, excuse me.
Ball's on the 41-yard line.
36.
36. Yep, we're going the other direction. I'm sorry.
Cole Mills back.
People on the radio don't know where it is.
That's true. Mills back to punt. Cunningham's back to return. It's a low kick and going to go out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
It looks like Mills absolutely would rather kick it out of bounds than kick it to Cunningham.
I would say that's the game plan. Don't let it get close to him because we've already seen what he can do touching the football.
Because Cole can kick it. He can certainly kick it to him and over his head, but if he has that much space, he will.
Jason, just in the second half, Kedrick has 215 total yards and 3 touchdowns.
Mercy sakes.
So, for 278 total.
That's one of the highest offensive performances against the Panthers in a long time.
Lambiot
by an
in the
individual
gun.
player.
Fisher's to his left, Trips left. They're going to flip it outside to Fisher. Fisher's on the edge, got some room. The rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, making people miss. Cutting back against the grain, dancing a little bit. Gain of 15 for Fisher.
A couple of the Panthers took some good shots, but he just sidestepped them. He could move.
Heck yeah.
He could move.
You think about it, one of my favorite shows growing up was the Flintstones. Old Twinkle Toes Fred. And that's exactly what Chase Fisher just looked like. And he can move up on his toes, making people miss. Pick up a 15 for the big fullback. Nice run.
Yeah. Zach Wright in on the tackle there as the Panthers trying to get through this third quarter. It can't end fast enough for the Peak.
Under a minute left to play here in the third. Lambiot in the pistol. Cunningham's behind him. Fisher's in front of him in a 3-point stance. Going to hand it to Cunningham. Off the right side tackle. He's going to flip it back to Lambiot.
Lambiot's going to get
Lambiot gets closed up quick by a handful.
Browning was there first, and then it looked like Tyler Eddy and Chad McComas was in there too.
Was Lambiot looking to throw that? I didn't see anyone downfield.
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
Was that an inadvertent play, maybe?
If I was playing in the backfield of the Panthers, I'd have been burnt because I was watching the quarterback.
Yep, for sure. Cunningham takes the sweep handoff and looks to turn the corner. Tosses back to Lambiot as he gets wrapped up, and the Dragons are going to lose 6 yards. Lambiot's going to take the 6-yard loss. Lambiot back in the gun. Fisher to his left. Trips left. One receiver right. Maybe out takes the snap. They're going to flip it outside to Fisher again. And Fisher is able to pick up. The ball is on the ground. The Panthers able to dive on it. Let's see if the Panthers retain possession. They do as they get on it first and hold on to it.
Austin Browning looked like he hit Fisher, hit him hard, popped the ball loose.
Fisher turned the corner on the toss with some room to run, picked up about 8 yards. And was it Austin Browning that hit him and the ball popped loose?
Yeah, I think so, because both Austin and Chase, are kind of hobbling off the field there. Fisher looks like he's got a shoulder injury of some kind, maybe.
So the Panthers, that's the way the third quarter is going to end. Panthers trail the Dragons 31-14, and will have possession to start the fourth quarter. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stephen. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. And we are at Jim Mayo Stadium in Proctorville, Ohio. Rich Dollar under center. Brevin Webb back on the field. Full house backfield, receiver to the left. They're going to hand it to Tyler Eddy right up the middle. Eddy's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Will Coxon and Fisher in on that one.
Austin Browning not on the field for the Panthers. And Brevin Webb is not moving well. Hobbling.
A senior, last quarter of his high school football career.
I'm sure that he had to do some pleading and begging.
Either that or he snuck out there. Brevin's awful big to be sneaking, but
that's true. Austin Browning sitting on the visitor sideline on the bench they have down there being looked at. Richendaler takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's going to pick up about a yard out of it. Brought down by a handful of Dragons.
Brevin's going to have to be helped up. I think he's going to have to be done.
Yeah, Brevin. Great effort by Brevin to come back onto the field, but he's struggling. And they've got a sub in for him. It's big.
Yeah, they've stopped the clock, haven't they?
Clock has stopped.
But you know what? Brevin's going to get off the field on his own accord right here.
Brevin's going to try to jog off the field. Good for him. Panthers going to have 3rd down and 8 on their own 33-yard line. Richendaler in the huddle, getting a call from the sideline. Richendaler getting his troops to the huddle, under center. 2 wingbacks, a fullback, tight end to the right, receiver split left. It's 3rd down and 8. They're going to fake it to Harless. Richendaler's going to keep it. Has some room to run. He's still churning. Stood up by the Dragons.
If we get the spot there, he will.
It's going to be looks like a first down. They needed 8. Looks like Richendaler got 9.
Moving the chains.
Going to be first down. First down for the Panthers.
Okay. Well, if the Panthers can score a quick touchdown, that makes it 31-10. Or I'm sorry, 31-21. You know, they're within 10 points.
But it hurts not having Austin Browning out there.
Yeah, Browning is definitely a difference maker. So got a lot of young Panthers out there.
Absolutely. 2 wingbacks, an offset fullback to the right. Richendaler under center. Tight end left, receiver to the right. They're going to hand it off to Kelton Jones. Kelton Jones cuts back, finds a hole. Still churning. Finally brought down by a handful of Dragons.
Kind of looked like a rugby play there.
It definitely looked like a rugby play.
Kelton just kind of hit in behind the line and found a little seam there to just keep on moving along.
Kelton's going to be able to pick up 4 yards. That's his first carry. Browning's back into the game. We are under 10 minutes to play here in the contest. Battle for the Joe Smith helmet. The first year the Joe Smith helmet traveling trophy, which it is a helmet. Half the helmet is a Chesapeake helmet. The other half is a Fairland helmet. The first year that was in existence was my senior year. 2011 was the 2011 football season. And since then, the Dragons have only won that once. That was in 2013. They're looking to get it back this year. Browning takes the handoff from Richendaler, and he's going to have enough for a first down.
Flag on the play. Looks like a flag after the play. Something happening in the backfield. Or the backfield. Secondary, sorry.
And Coach Melvin Cunningham is going to pull out a player immediately, so Looks like it's going to be on the Dragons. So the Panthers pick up 8. It's going to be a first down. Dead ball, personal foul. Looks like on the Dragons.
Extracurricular activity there in the secondary. After the Panthers had already picked up a first down, so this will be a
tack on 15 more. Browning picked up 7 on the carry. Needed 6. Going to be first down and 10 for the Panthers in Dragon territory on the 35-yard line. Richendaler under center.
Again, this is a totally different quarter than that third quarter. 2
wingbacks each way, a fullback, a receiver left. They're going to fake it to Harless, hand it off to Browning on the counter. Browning makes a man miss. He's got some yards, spins, and is brought down by a handful of Dragons. Greg Keeney, Chase Fisher, and Joel Lambiot are going to be the 3 to bring him down. Going to be a pickup of 7 yards for Browning. Bring up 2nd and 3 from the Dragon 27-yard line. Got a split receiver to the left, Tylen Hutchison. Richendaler under center, a wing back each way, tight end to the right, fullbacks right behind the quarterback. Browning comes in motion, and he looks for the sideline. He cuts back, falls forward.
Wilcoxon got him there. Got another flag.
Going to be a late hit in the backfield after Richendaler handed the ball off to Browning, took a step back and got plastered by a Dragon defender. Another personal foul.
That's 2 personal fouls here against the Dragons.
So a pickup of 2 for Browning, but tackle on 15. That's the 3rd personal foul against the Dragons in the contest.
Yeah, it's the 2nd one on this drive and in the last 3 plays.
You know, Jason, you think about Fairland in the last, let's say, 16 years. We went over the record against Chesapeake the last 16 years.
Right.
Chesapeake's won 12 times, Fairland 4 times, and in that span, Fairland hasn't had very many winning seasons.
Right.
No chances at playoffs, no chances at conference championships. It's almost like looking at them on the field, they're not really sure how to win and hang on to it. Taking some cheap shots and, after some plays here and there.
It's not helping the cause.
Not at all.
Sure.
Going to hand off to Tyler Eddy. He's going to pick up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers on the 10-yard line. Eight minutes to play here in the contest at Jim Mayo Stadium in Proctorville, Ohio. The Chesapeake Panthers against the Fairland Dragons. And Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens. Donald Richendaler under center, going to hand off to Cameron Harless. And he is wrapped up immediately at the line of scrimmage by big Chase Fisher. The middle linebacker. Harless going to pick up 0 yards on the carry.
Well, it's 31-14. 3rd down. I don't know if the Panthers will go ahead and go for it on 4th down trying to get the touchdown, or do they go ahead and get points, and that way they're within 2 touchdowns and try to get an onside kick and get the ball back? Or
at this point, what do you have to lose?
Yeah, that's right.
Richendaler back under center, tight end right, receiver left, 2 wing backs and a fullback right behind him. Richendaler takes the snap. He's going to roll out of the pocket, looks to throw, gets out of the pocket, being chased by Greg Keeney, turns the corner.
Makes a move.
Donald Richendaler down to the 1. Did he get in? Touchdown Panthers.
Wow.
Donald Richendaler, the freshman. Panthers run a pass play. He rolls out of the pocket. Greg Keeney on his tail. Turns the corner, makes a defender miss, jumps over a defender on the ground, and falls into the end zone. What a heads-up play, gutsy play by the freshman quarterback, Donald Richendaler.
Beautiful run. You know what Donald did right there is he was moving forward but turned his hips sideways and still kept moving forward at the same speed. And was able to slide right there into the end zone, and it's his touchdown for the freshman.
Dalton Nida on for the extra point. Jamie Mills the snapper, Cole Mills the holder. Nida gives the nod, snaps back, holds down, kicks up through the uprights, is good for the Panthers. With 6:58 left in the rivalry contest, Dragons 31, Panthers 21. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Chesapeake Panthers on the road against the Fairland Dragons. And what a first half we had. Had the Panthers up 7-6 at halftime. The Tides turned in the 3rd quarter. The Dragons went up, outscored the Panthers 25-7 in the 3rd. The Panthers just scored, and they're on to kickoff with 6:58 left in the contest. Nida approaches, And it is an onside kick right up the middle of the field. It's on the
loose.
ground.
It's loose.
Loose on the ground.
I can't tell who's got it. Jake Stevens is saying we do.
A Panther was able to get on it but not hold it. It rolled forward further, and there was a bunch of people there to dive on. The Panthers have it.
Oh, my goodness.
The Chesapeake Panthers recover with 6:53 left in the contest. Still have all 3 timeouts, and they're cooking with gas. You can hear the Panther faithful now from across the stadium.
Wow.
And just like that, you know, Jason, that stat, Panthers outscored 25-7 by the Dragons in the third, and to still be in the game right now with 6:53 left in the fourth.
It's amazing.
And you know, I've said it, if I say it once, I've said it 1,000 times. It's the Chesapeake Fairland game.
It is the Chesapeake Fairland
You know,
game.
so
It's a great ball game.
Panthers in the huddle, break the huddle, make their way up to the line of scrimmage. Rich and Dollar under center, full house backfield, wing back each way, a fullback, receiver left, tight end right. Browning comes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the sweep. He cuts it back. He's wrapped up. That looks like it's going to be Joel Lambiot from the cornerback position. Comes up and makes the stop. Browning's going to pick up 2 yards out of it. Bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers on the Dragon 36-yard line. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to play here at Jim Mayo Stadium in Proctorville, Ohio. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens and Ken Sellards back in the studio. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. And this one could end up being a wild finish if the Panthers can punch one in here.
It's been a heck of a ball game. The Dragons are kind of stacking the box right here. Looks like they got, 8, 9? They got a bunch up there close to the line of scrimmage.
Rich Dollar rolls to throw. He's got Harless on the drag.
That's
overthrown. Ooh, goodness gracious. Rich Dollar had Harless wide open at the sticks.
Yep.
And threw it just behind him. Harless able to barely get his fingertips on it. Harless didn't get his fingertips on it.
That's pick 6.
It's Keeter Cunningham standing in the other end zone right now.
Yes, it was.
Harless was able to get behind the linebackers of the Dragons. Rich Dollar rolled out of the backfield and had time to throw just behind the receiver.
He was behind the linebackers, which was about 5 yards downfield, so it wasn't too far.
Rich Dollar under center, takes the snap, fakes the Browning, keeps it the opposite way. He's got some room to run. It's going to be up to the 30-yard line. He's going to pick up 6 yards as Rich Dollar on the quarterback keeper, but it's going to bring up 4th down and 2. 4th down, a long 2. Panthers going to have to reach down in the bag of guts and fight for this 1st down. Ball's at the Dragon 30, 4th down and a long 2 for the Panthers. And the ball game on this play right here. Panthers have to have a 1st down.
Yeah, the Dragons get the ball here. They can just eat the clock and there won't be enough time.
They're going to give it to Browning. Browning has some room to run. It's going to be close to the 1st down. Browning turned the corner. And what type of spot's he going to get? It looked like he got just enough for the 1st down. Got hit hard.
Wrong measure.
This one's going to be close.
I don't think he got
it.
I don't think he got it either.
That one is going to be extremely close. And
We won't have to say anything, but if you hear the cowbell starting to ring, we're up here in the Fairland press box. You'll know that it wasn't a
You'll know
first down.
Fairland got it. 1st down, Dragons. And you know what, Jason? Win, lose, draw tonight. The Chesapeake Panthers, you've seen it all week. No chance in this contest.
Yeah.
And they came in and they've put up every single ounce of fight that they've got.
Yeah, they've played hard. There's no doubt that the Fairland Dragons have a little more firepower there, but the Panthers have played hard and have had a chance. You know, the Dragons now have to really make a mistake to give the ball back to the Panthers. You know, the Chesapeake had the ball down 10 points with 5-6 minutes to go in the game, and it's a lot better than a lot of people thought. Even in the 3rd quarter, I didn't know which direction this game was going, so I thought it was a real strength here.
Lambiot takes the snap. Cunningham's off to the races. Cunningham's not moving very fast. Browning's right behind him. He may get run down.
Browning can catch him.
At the 10-5 touchdown, Peter Cunningham Honestly, Cunningham had a huge hole to run through. Didn't look as fast on that run. Cunningham goes in from 71 yards out. And what an all-purpose night that senior's going to have.
And you got your calculator out there, Derby? He's going. Austin's reaching for the calculator.
Didn't you learn anything in D. Rucker's math class? Got to use a calculator?
That's right. That's some long math there.
Tate and Hunt on to attempt the extra point for the Dragons. Snaps back, holds down, kick up and away. It's good for Tate and Hunt. With 5:04 left in the contest. Fairland Dragons 38, Chesapeake Panthers 21. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Tate and Hunt with the onside kick. Fairland Dragons almost get on it. And the Panthers able to somehow,
I tell you
some
what,
way.
With the field the way it is, and with the threat that is back there to receive on both sides of the ball, you can't blame the coaches for just kicking the ball in the dirt and see where it bounces. You know,
I agree.
You don't want those guys to, either Austin Browning or Kedrick Cunningham, to get a hold of the ball. So just kick it in the dirt, let it bounce around a little bit, and see what happens. So our score here is, what is it, 38-21, 17 points.
5 minutes left to go.
See what the Panthers can muster here in the last quarter of the season.
I can tell you this, they're not going to quit.
No, they're not going to quit.
Rich Dollar under center. Takes the snap, hands off to Tyler Eddy up the middle. Eddy's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry.
Chase Fisher there on the tackle again. He must have 175 tackles tonight. I don't know how many he's got, but it seems like he's always around the ball.
The kid plays sideline to sideline defensively. He is an outstanding middle linebacker. Chad McComas going to have to come off the field. Panthers offensive guard as his helmet came off. By rule, he's going to have to sit out of play. It's 2nd down and 3 for the Panthers on their own 45. They don't seem like they're in a big hurry. Rich Dollar under center. 2 wing backs, fullback, receiver split to the right. They're going to hand it to Eddy again. He's going to pick up 1 yard on the carry.
Third down 4 for the Panthers. They've got definitely 4-down situation right here. Can't see the clock. Okay, 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes to go. Panthers trailing the Dragons by 17. Score 38-21. 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers on their own 46-yard line. Rich Dollar under center, has a wing back each way, an offset fullback to the right, tight end left, receiver split to the right. And they're going to hand it off to Harless off the left side. And Harless is going to manage about a half a yard out of it. And it'll bring up 4th down and a long 1.5 yards for Cameron Harless.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer than this, but almost a similar down and distance, being 4th down there when the Panthers gave up the ball after getting the onside kick.
Absolutely.
Making the you can always tell how you're doing whenever the other team's moms start to yell.
Yeah.
And you started to hear the Fairland moms yell a little bit at their boys with a little different tone in their voice, and seemed like the Dragons stepped up there at the end of that last drive.
You don't want Mama mad.
You don't want Mama mad. And Mama was getting a little nervous here if she was wearing green.
Panthers going for it. 4th and 1, and Andy Clark's going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
With 2:58 left in the contest. Dragons 38, Panthers 21. You're listening to Cat Sports on 93.3 and 1340. Rich and Dollar under center, 4th and 1. Panthers going for it. They're going to hand it to Tyler Eddy, and he finds a hole and gets through. It's going to be a 1st down. He needed a long one. He picks up about 3. 1st down for the Panthers. Tyler Eddy picks up 3 yards on the 4th and 1. And the chains move, and the Panthers are going to stay on offense. We're under 3 minutes to play here at Jim Mayo Stadium in Proctorville, Ohio, for the rivalry contest between the Fairland Dragons and the Chesapeake Panthers. Dragons on top 38-21, 2:45 left in the contest. And although it looks like the Dragons are going to come away victorious, after this game they're going to know that they just played the Chesapeake Panthers because it has been a physical football game.
It sure has.
Richendaler hands off to Browning on the sweep. Browning makes a man miss and finally run down by number 11, Robbie McFarland. And a late hit comes in by number 2, Elliott Collins.
Cunningham, I think, hit him.
Oh, was it Cunningham? Excuse me, number 1, Cunningham.
Targeting.
Cunningham lowered the boom as Browning was coming down, hit him in the head. It's going to be a personal foul with targeting on Kedrick Cunningham. 15-yard penalty after a pickup of 7 for Browning.
Cunningham and Browning have, like I said earlier, met each other in the backfield or down the field many times throughout this game. That time Cunningham just kind of led with the head and hit Austin in the head.
And right after that play, Browning kind of wobbled to the sideline, checked himself out.
I'd say he's done.
As he's had a huge concussion problem throughout the season.
He looks like he's in pain over there, and you hate to see that.
It's going to be first down and 10 for the Panthers on the Dragon 29-yard line. We're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the contest as Austin Browning takes a seat on the sideline, being looked at by team physician Scott Davis. Richendaler under center, offset fullback to the left, trips left. But they're going to hand to Harless on the sweep, and he's got the edge, and it's closed quickly, but he makes a man miss. He's out to the first down marker.
Nice run there by Cameron.
Good job. Cameron Harless picks up 11 on the sweep.
And I'm sorry if I name these kids the first name. I've coached half of them in Buddy League basketball. One time or another. Had Cameron and Donald on the 7 and 8-year-old team back in the day. So
Harless able to pick up 11 on the sweep. The Panthers had it overloaded. Richendaler back under center. I'd say we'll see a sweep this way from Jones. No, they're going to hand it to Tyler Eddy up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. Tyler Eddy with a 3-yard pickup from his fullback spot. They fake the sweep to Kelton Jones, handed to Eddy on the belly. And it's going to bring up second down and 7 for the Panthers on the Dragon 15-yard line. Under a minute and 25 seconds to play here in Proctorville, Ohio.
For what it's worth, I had the unofficial spread at this game at 11 points.
Ooh.
So a lot on the line. Not that anybody
drops the throw, looks deep to Tyler Hutchinson. Touchdown.
Oh, what a play.
The freshman quarterback rolling out of the pocket finds Tyler Hutchinson in the end zone on the run. Panthers going to the air. That was a nice pass, better catch as Tyler Hutchinson high-pointed the football, went up over the defender, and came down in the end zone with it for the 15-yard touchdown strike.
Freshman to sophomore.
Exactly. It's
on the play.
We've talked about a few times is the youth the Panthers have.
And here comes Dalton Ida. Just a little tidbit of information. Dalton Ida has not missed a kick all season. He hasn't missed an extra point.
Don't jinx him now.
I'm not going to jinx him now.
He
hasn't missed a field goal. This is his most likely his last extra point attempt of the season and his career.
Cole Mills on to hold. Jamie Mills the snapper. Nida the kicker. Nida gives the nod, snap back, holds down, kick up, and through the uprights. It's good.
I think it hit the pole. It did.
It did. It bounced in. You almost got him, Jason. With a minute and 10 seconds left,
man.
The Panthers trail the Dragons 28-38.
Portsmouth just scored.
Portsmouth scored again, make it 42-35. Nida on to kick. It's a slow onside kick up in the air. Panthers may have a shot. Kedrick Cunningham feels it and tries to return it. Cunningham's going to get about an 8-yard return out of it.
Brought down by Ramey there.
Josh Ramey again on the tackle.
Yeah, he saved a touchdown. He saved a touchdown. Well, the score is 38-28. Unofficial spread of 11 points. If you took the Panthers, you're in the money right now.
Got close. Who'd you call that into?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I might have a buddy or two down there.
And the Dragons going to take over at the Panther 43-yard line.
You know, it's been a really entertaining ball game. It's been really fun to watch. I don't know what the stats, the total stats for Cunningham are, but and Browning.
I really thought in the third quarter the Dragons were just going to blow the barn doors off of it, and Panthers just kept fighting. 10-point game. Minute and 6 seconds left. Lambiot in the pistol. A receiver each, or a running back to each side, and Cunningham's behind him. Lambiot takes a snap. He's going to hand to Chase Fisher up the middle. Fisher runs over his own pulling guard and then brought down.
He just ran over everybody.
Yeah, brought down by Zach Wright and Dakota Hess. Going to be a gain of 4 for Fisher. We're under a minute to play, 50 seconds and counting. You know, Jason, you're playing for the playoffs next week. The Dragons.
Do they still have a chance? I don't know what the other teams.
They do have a chance. They're at the 9th slot this week. You know, why not just take a knee? You know,
I don't know.
Less than a minute to play. Hate to see somebody get hurt and have a. They're going to hand off to Wilcoxon. Could be the last play of the game. Wilcoxon's off to the races and going to score from 39 yards out. As Ty Wilcoxon.
Well.
There goes your spread.
Yeah, I know. Good thing I didn't bet. Yeah, there's that's an extra score there, but
the Panthers look like they may go for, the Dragons. Pardon my French. The Dragons going to go for 2. 23.4 seconds left, up 44-28.
That's interesting.
Like I said, when you don't have that taste of winning all these years, you know,
Yeah,
there is a flag going to be
12 men on the field.
12 men on the field. Legal substitution on the Dragons. A 5-yard penalty. It's okay. We've only got 8 linemen. No big deal. Move them back 5 yards. They'll try their 2-point conversion from 7 yards out. Lambiot in the pistol. Fisher in front of him, a running back each side. Receiver split to the right. Takes the snap. They're going to hand it off to number 2, Elliott Collins. Collins goes in for the 2-point conversion. Make the score 46-28. And back deep to return now for the Panthers is Cameron Harless and Josh Ramey. And kicking off for the Dragons, the senior 16, Tate Hunt. And the Dragons are going to onside kick it. And it only goes 9 yards with 23 seconds left. Now, I don't know what the reasoning is to do that. Go for 2.
Onside kick there or what they're trying to do, but should be the Panther ball there.
It is going to be Panther football as the onside kick. Only traveled 9 yards. And the Dragons will take over, the Panthers are going to take over the Dragon 49-yard line. The Dragons look like they've subbed a few people out defensively. Maybe just trying with that onside kick to get a victory formation set up. Richendaler under center. Trips left. Receiver right. Harless is in motion. Richendaler is going to roll out and then reverse field. Richendaler has room to run. He may break away. He's at the 30, down to the 25. Under 15 seconds to play. Donald Richendaler from the 49 all the way down to the 25.
And the Panthers call timeout.
Why not? If the Dragons are going to go for 2 up 16 with 25 seconds left and then onside kick it, why not try to punch another one in the end zone?
Why not? Well, this will make next year's game awfully interesting.
Yes, it will, because both teams actually return a good bit of players. You know, the Panthers lose a few linemen, and the Dragons lose Kedrick Cunningham, but
they lose Cunningham and Fisher will graduate.
They return Lambiot and Wilcoxon and Riley Sowers, who's hurt tonight, the sophomore receiver at 6'2".
Yeah.
So both teams return a good bulk of their teams. So week 10 of 2018.
Circle your calendar.
Rich Dollar under center.
Circle your calendar.
He's going to roll out the pass.
Why not?
He's got Zach Wright open in the middle of the field. Going to be a pickup of 10 yards. Going to be good for a Panther first down. Rich Dollar was able to pick up 24 yards on the run. And then he finds Zach Wright for a 10-yard completion. Another first down, Panthers.
First down. Panthers have one, maybe two plays, probably only one. I have a feeling they'll throw a roll out here and
get Rich Dollar out of the pocket and out into the flat and look to the end zone.
I'm going to pick Rich Dollar over the left side.
Panthers have a receiver split left, two wing backs. And Rich Dollar rolls out to his left, and he has to run for his life. He's got a guy on his tail, hits the sideline, cuts it back, and he's out of bounds. That's going to be the contest. Rich Dollar was able to pick up 7 on the run, and that's going to be it for the freshman quarterback as the buzzer sounds as he falls out of bounds. Panthers fall to the Fairland Dragons on senior night for the Dragons here at Jim Mayo Stadium, 46-28. I'm Jacob Wells along with Jason Stevens on Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340.